Well, the AFL has seen 2 draws in the space of 3 weeks, and I, for one, think it's fantastic. But I will get into that a little bit later after today's video, and we're going to check out what Roy and HG have to say on the matter.
Gentlemen, one of the big days on the AFL calendar, Anzac Day, the clash between the Bombers and the Magpies, it ended in a draw for the second time in 29 years. Is this what the Diggers would have wanted?
It got right up my nose, Charlie, having a draw like that unresolved, especially on Anzac Day. I thought the solution was simple. That the kip is brought out, the umpire puts 2 1915 pennies in it. The 2 captains come up, one says heads, the other says tails. Up it goes, there we go, it lands. Look at that! Heads!
There's a winner.
Essendon wins! Simple as that.
What I've got to say is, let's develop a golden boot philosophy. Okay. I mean, we live in a world which is, you know, all about wins and losses,
Surely
even though we pretend
wins.
it's non-binary. But be that as it may, we bury the boot beforehand. When the siren goes, everybody stands where they are, and out comes a celebrity digger, somebody in the news like Nicole Kidman or, you know, I don't know, Margot Robbie or somebody like that, with a spade and digs up the golden boot, and the player team of the person standing closest to the boot wins. Does that sound fair?
I like it because it's simple. Now, there was one moment of controversy before the ball was even bounced. Veteran Collingwood player Scott Pendlebury talked during the national anthem. Should we enforce a rule that players have to sing the anthem?
The problem is with the Australian anthem, as we all know, Charlie, it's rubbish.
So we're sort of going on a couple of topics here, and the main one is the whole draws in AFL. But as they're talking about other things, then let's talk about other things as well. Now, I'm not ridiculously patriotic. I just happen to be born in England. That's pretty much all it is. I will support, obviously, the England football team because it's my country, but I wouldn't go blaring out singing the national anthem, mainly because it doesn't even say England in it. It's just bangs on about God and the King now, which is a lot of nonsense. But I think that if you are singing a national anthem or a national anthem's being sung, you should be quiet. You shouldn't speak. And it does surprise me that all around the world you'll see players singing the national anthem of their country. Australia, they don't really do it. Or not in AFL anyway. They just don't sing. It's not that bad of a national anthem, is it?
Honestly, it's nonsense. What we need is something... It's coming from the people. The anthem is there. It's with us every time we go to any sporting event. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie!
Oi, oi, oi,
oi! But for special occasions like this, it should be Aussie, 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 good by sea. Aussie, good by sea. That's what we need.
Another big story this week, federal Labor MP Dan Repiccioli is about to qualify for his 6th Olympics in the shooting. Are we doing enough to recruit Olympians from Parliament?
We're certainly not, Charlie. I believe Peter Dutton's got one good 100 metres in him. I think I only have to
These
mention
are going to be
Barnaby
politicians.
Joyce's
I have no
wonderful
idea.
He can do anything.
He can. That wonderful work off the 1 metre planter box into a damn town in the Canberra streets. I've got him. Wait till you see what he can do off the 12 metre. It's just incredible. And imagine most of our parliamentarians in Paris participating in the Olympics. I mean, it would change, revolutionise our commitment to sport.
That's exactly right.
Are you suggesting that Australia doesn't prioritise sport enough?
It certainly does not.
That's right. I think that's generally true of Australians loving, you know, politicians who can A, hold their piss and B, handle a gun.
Please, food for thought, would you please thank Rampaging Roy Slaven and HG Nelson?
Thank you, Roy and HG. Thank you very much. Now, on to the main discussion of draws. We obviously had the Essendon-Collingwood game as a draw, but we also had this weekend just gone a 90-90 draw. So a really, really good game. We had a 90-90 draw between the Crows and Brisbane Lions. Now, I was watching it and it was a fantastic finish, right? And this is where I stand in draws. Now, I'm obviously in a position from the UK where I'm used to football, where every goal matters and every goal is so important because it's lower scoring. Australia is in a country with AFL and NRL and whatnot, where, especially AFL, where goals don't really matter to the same extent because it's so high scoring. So the effect of goals is diluted. The importance of goals is diluted. So we may possibly see things in a different way. Now, in my opinion, a draw is a perfectly valid result. And it shows that both teams are even. Okay, they've countered each other really well, attack versus defence. And it is a perfectly valid result. Because, you know, if you've got in AFL 80 plus minutes where a team cannot be split, then no team deserves to win. And actually, that is 2 valid points. Yes, it's not 4, but it's also not 0. It is 2 perfectly good points that actually what you should be looking at is, for example, if you have a weaker team against a stronger team, that weaker team should be so happy to get that draw because they've fought their asses off to get it. It's very similar in football where, I don't know, Man City, for example, may be playing, I don't know, Nottingham Forest. There you go. If Nottingham Forest, who are a massively weaker team, are able to fight and work their backsides off tactically, because it's so important with tactics, and they get a draw against Man City, who are top of the league, wow, that is an incredible result. That's nothing to be snuffed at. So in my opinion, draws are perfectly valid. They are absolutely fine. I get that there's no euphoria between, you know, one of the teams. One of the teams doesn't get to sing their song. Have both songs playing if you like. It doesn't really matter. But I think a draw shows that both teams, after 80 plus minutes, have worked their socks off. They are even and nothing can split them. Now, I know it's different because currently it's in a league situation, okay? Because it's all about accumulating points over a long season. So you don't need a winner because points are points. If it was a knockout situation, i.e. the finals, then yes, of course, you need a winner because one team has to progress through in a knockout situation. There are 2 separate categories of competition that the AFL has, same as NRL, same as the Champions League knockout stages in football. Yeah, the Champions League is very similar to the AFL. You have the groups and then you have the knockout. In a knockout, you need a winner because you need to have someone progress. So in the finals, it's different. But, you know, there are different ways that you can, for example, have a winner. So in football, we've had multiple ways. We've had golden goal, i.e. it goes into extra time and whoever scores the first goal wins. We've got penalties. So if there is no winner, it may go straight to penalties. Or we now have extra time, so an extra 30 minutes. If no one's winning in that time, then it goes to penalties. Now, penalties, for a neutral especially, are incredible. I love penalties because it's brutal. It is absolutely brutal and amazing. And they've actually done penalties with rugby union, which is fantastic as well. There's no goalie, but you've got to be accurate at scoring. Now, there are those sort of things. If you really wanted a winner, which I don't think you need in the league stage of AFL, but in the knockout, a penalty shootout, how good would that be? A penalty shootout from the 50 metre line, 50 metre line. That would be amazing. Get rid of a golden goal, penalty shootout. For the knockout stage, penalty shootout. Ideal. Let me know your thoughts. Let's be real. I come from a different environment where draws are perfectly acceptable because of the reasons I've given. It just shows that both teams have have been even over a long period of time, and that is a deserved result. But you're welcome to disagree, as long as it is polite in the comments. Let me know, and yeah, hope you've all been enjoying AFL. Please do make sure you like and subscribe for plenty more videos, and I will catch you next time.